Hi, welcome to the show. We hope that you are practicing social distancing as recommended by the health ministry. I'm Vida. Let's get started with the headlines. More than 170 Chinese tourists in Bavet city under quarantine. Beer gardens ordered to temporarily close amid virus fears. General Department of Prison temporarily ban inmates visitation. Aviation sector hard hit by coronavirus pandemic. National Assembly approves Royal Group's coal-fired power plant project. Let us begin with national. Svay Rieng Provincial Health Department has placed 174 Chinese nationals after 2 of them had body temperatures exceeding 38 degrees Celsius. They were placed under quarantine to ensure they do not have the coronavirus disease. Kairatha, director of the Provincial Health Department, said the Chinese nationals were placed under quarantine in a hotel in Bavet after traveling from Phnom Penh. Mr. Ratha said health officials are continually checking on the condition of the 174. He said, quote, "We found 2 Chinese nationals with body temperature exceeding 38 degrees Celsius. Now they are being isolated at the Provincial Referral Hospital." Mr. Ratha added samples taken from them were sent to Pasteur Institute in the capital for testing. The kingdom currently has 98 confirmed cases as of yesterday. The Tourism Ministry earlier this week issued a directive for the indefinite closure of beer gardens across the kingdom in a bid to quell rising COVID-19 figures. According to the directive, the temporary closure took effect Wednesday. It said, quote, "The Ministry of Tourism wishes to inform municipal and provincial governors that in order to jointly prevent new cases." Ministry spokesman Top Sopet said the order will last until, quote, "COVID-19 is better." A beer garden owner and a manager told Khmer Times that they will comply with the directive because they want customers to feel safe. COVID-19 continues to be on everyone's mind and the public sector is taking measures to prevent further infections. The Interior Ministry General Department of Prisons earlier this week announced a temporary suspension of inmate visitation rights in a bid to prevent a spread of the coronavirus in correctional facilities. GPD Director General Chan Kim Seng said that earlier this week all 28 prisons across the kingdom had been ordered to strictly follow infection prevention measures against the virus. General Kim Seng said, quote, "I have ordered all prison chiefs across the kingdom to temporarily ban families and relatives who wish to visit the inmates. If visits are necessary, visitors must obtain medical certificates and have their temperature checked in order to enter the prison buildings." General Kim Sen said the department also instructed all prison chiefs to quarantine new detainees for 14 days before joining other inmates. No one gets infected by COVID-19. He said, quote, "Although all prisons are overcrowded, I have commanded prison chiefs to prepare spare rooms for new detainees. This is the only step we can take to prevent and stop the virus from spreading." According to General Kim Sen, nearly 38,000 people are detained in the 28 prisons across the kingdom. He noted 5 new detainees who were recently reported sick tested negative for the virus. Smart Monitoring Manager of Right Group Ligado lauded the preventative move but called on prison officials to ensure all inmates are being given good food and isolated detainees are being taken care of. And on to the business. Cambodia has recorded a staggering 40% decline in flights coming in or going out due to the coronavirus. Out of the 3 international airports, Siem Reap is the worst hit as international flight has all but dried off with many countries going into lockdown mode. A Siem Reap airport source said flight traffic has slowed to a trickle with many cancellations and poor loads on those flights which are still operating. Overall, the number of international flights to and from Cambodia's free airport in March is forecast to fall by around 40% compared to that in December last year since the COVID-19 outbreak. During a briefing to Deputy Prime Minister Saw Keng, it was revealed that so far this month until Tuesday, only 2,575 flights had landed or taken off at all 3 airports. This is a huge drop when compared to December, when there were a total of 4,241 international flights to Cambodia. A visit to Phnom Penh International Airport this week showed the airport largely deserted with many outlets closed. The domestic terminal shut and very few international flights. The major flights appear to be Thai Airlines and Thai Smile, where long queues were observed. Some flights to China also were taking place as and when load factors permitted, said a Phnom Penh airport source. Local register airlines were still flying domestic routes, although frequency and passenger load was minimal, but they were focusing on several destinations in China where flight restrictions has been lifted. The International Air Transport Association on Tuesday updated its analysis of the COVID-19 impact on revenue in the global air transport industry. The IAT now estimates passenger revenue could plummet to $152 billion or 44% below last year's figures. Perhaps some good news to end our show this week. The National Assembly this week discussed and approved Royal Investment Group's proposed investment in the construction of a 700 megawatt coal-fired power in Kokong province. The coal-fired power project was approved in a meeting of the Council of Ministers held February 7. The power plant, when complete, will contribute towards the national power grid. The plant is scheduled to begin generating power by 2024. Another coal power plant also approved at the sitting in a 265 megawatt coal-fired power plant to be invested in by Han Seng Coal Mines. It is located in Trapang Prasat district in Udon Minchai province and is scheduled to generate power 2 years from now. The Parliament plenary section also discussed a 230 kilowatt transmission line development project linking the coal-fired power plant in Udon Minchai province to the sub-power station in Siem Reap province. That is all for this week. I hope you all have a safe weekend. I'm Vida on behalf of the team. Have a good weekend.